All right, so this is a suggestion via a channel member. The name of the video is UK unrest boiling over into a civil kerfuffle, let's call it. Either way, let's go ahead and jump to the video immediately. Let's do it, guys.
Civil unrest in the United Kingdom has reached a boiling point, and the situation is so dire
I oppose
that rumblings of civil war are being heard. Here are but a few examples of what's being said.
The people will feel they have no option other than to take action into their own hands rather than rely on political leaders who are doing nothing in their eyes. So yeah, I think there's every likelihood. I don't know what the time frame is, but I would go far as to predict not just civil unrest, but civil war in the UK.
The UK is falling apart. You don't need a think tank to tell you that, but that's exactly what a think tank has discovered. Whether you're supporting Palestine or the right to fly a flag, Britain is on the brink of explosion.
The last 3 or so months at
That's
least,
the world.
The main topic that's dominated the UK discourse, get ready to drink chat, civil war. Now, we don't talk like this in our country. It's not a thing that we've really spoken about since, the 17th century.
17th century, this would be, I think he's talking about the War of the Three Kingdoms. This would be 1641 to 1652. It basically ended in the, let's say the deletion of King Charles I.
Brits are quite shy and polite and reserved.
What level do you think this is at this point?
It's at a very severe level. And I believe unless there's change in the next few years, it could become irreversible. We've got a major problem with mass immigration. We've got a major problem with deindustrialization, with stagnation, so people's incomes aren't going up. They're seeing their towns and villages change, their cities change. Things are getting worse, but we have a very powerful status quo, a very powerful establishment that doesn't want the radical change that our country needs.
Tim Dieppe, head of public policy at Christian Concern, joins us now from London. Tim, paint us a picture of what's happening in the UK.
Well, there's been a lot of concern about mass immigration, huge numbers of immigration from other countries coming to the UK, particularly illegal immigration. This is people coming in on small boats over the channel from France. There's been 50,000 people in the last 12 months that have come into the country that way. No real checks on who they are and what they're doing and where they're from, and often without any papers, all this kind of stuff. And then what's really annoyed people is that they're being put up in hotels for free, with free food and free expense money and free healthcare and dental care and all of these other things, and causing social problems. And there are stories of increased crime levels. Obviously, huge. The vast majority of these immigrants are men, and they're coming into the towns, and they've not got anything to do, and they're getting illegal jobs. But then there are also allegations of assaults and all of this kind of thing around these hotels, as well as we've now become, I think, the phone stealing capital of Europe, more than any other country in the world, and various other crimes as well. And so it has reached a kind of boiling point about these hotels. People feel very angry, like, why are these, I work hard to provide for my children and my family and my wife and all this, and these migrants just come in here illegally,
and they get everything,
and they get put up in a nice hotel, they get free food, they get free healthcare.
Yeah, guys, that's literally the problem, I think, on an international scale. Everyone is pretty much pissed off. Like, listen, guys, the economy is generally terrible around the world right now, right? We can blame that on the things that happened a little bit after 2019, let's just say this year, when the world shut down and everyone's world currencies went to the toilet. That's not something that we need to deal with in any meaningful manner, guys. You can't just come specifically to the country for the sole purpose of economic migrancy. This is what's happening in the United States of America, and I'm almost positive this is exactly what's happening here, guys. There's only so much that people are going to take. So, like, for example, if in the UK there are people that are suffering, that are having to basically pay their rent, they pay their way through life, and then there's a whole bunch of people that are coming in that have never paid into anything regarding to the country that we're referring to here. I can imagine how people are going to be absolutely pissed off that there are people getting things for free, and I have to pay for it.
Get free whatever, and they can just do whatever they want. And surely this is not fair. And what really brought it to a head is a particular hotel in a place called Epping, here in the outskirts of North London. And there's a hotel there, and there has been alleged assault by one of the residents at this hotel, which is full of illegal immigrants. And the local council has complained that this is disrupting the local community, has complained to the government, so we don't think this is a suitable place for you to be housing these immigrants. And the government said, well, kind of, don't care, you still got to do it. And then there were protests outside the hotel because of this alleged assault that happened. And then there was a legal case brought against the government by the local council saying, you should not be housing these illegal immigrants in this hotel. They won initially in the court and got an injunction to stop housing any more illegal immigrants. And then just today, as we're talking today, just a few hours ago, the government won and overturned that ruling that they should be allowed to house immigrants in that hotel. And they actually argued in court that the rights of immigrants trump the rights of the local residents.
That's crazy, guys.
People are very, very shocked about it.
That's
Everyone's talking about the government against the people. The government,
sounds like
who is the government on the side of? Are they on the side of the people of the country or the people who come from outside the country to use up our resources and come into these hotels and so on? And it just looks like the government is against the people, against the will of the people, and against the will of the local council in Epping, in that area. And so this has caused a huge sort of fuss. It's been the main headline news for some weeks now through the summer. Here in the UK, questions about what we're going to do about these immigrants. People starting to talk about the need to deport large numbers of them and provide proper disincentives for people to come to this country and not house them in hotels, but have centres or residence centres or maybe army barracks or something like that, or do something like that to house them, because it's just become a source of huge tension here in the UK. And nobody wants to live near one of these migrant hotels. Those who do live near them are very upset about them and complaining about them. And the government just appears to be on the side of foreign people coming into the country and giving them the rights they deserve over against the rights of the people who live in the country already.
Well, that's what it seems like from the outside. Obviously, we're here in the United States, but it almost seems like and maybe we're missing something, but it almost seems like the government is choosing folks that are not British citizens in favor of British citizens. And the question is, why? Are they just inept, or is there something more sinister happening? But to your point about phones being stolen, I heard that report. I thought, that's kind of interesting. But if you go online, there are just video after video after video of these gangs of people on electric scooters just snatching up people's phones in London. I'm like, wow, this really is happening. And obviously you have these protests where people are, waving St. George's Cross. Elon Musk tweeted a photo of it. What do you see happening? I mean, it seems like we're marching towards the word that's being thrown around is civil war, and obviously British folks, I know plenty of them, are not alarmist. They're not, trying to be incendiary, but it does seem like something has to give here.
Great Britain specifically is tiny, bro. Okay, it's like absolutely minuscule in comparison to like other places. Let's just say this year, they cannot take the world's population. Okay, they just can't. This is not something that is that should be acceptable. And I fully understand why people are getting absolutely pissed off here. The moderate position globally has completely shifted right, if that makes any sense here. Like the common sense measures that people would take to protect their borders and their country is now basically considered some right-leaning talking point that only people who hate everyone else that doesn't look like them, if that makes any sense, feels or believes. And this is the craziest thing in the world. Like, bro, you can't just come into the country and then expect to have everything for free because you're not a citizen, bro. You're not a citizen. You have to pay a bit of taxes in the country. Okay, you don't deserve these things.
Well, I think that this government has sort of brought itself onto a crisis around this. I think they didn't realize how serious this issue is and how strongly people feel about it. I think they've been forced to take this legal case because they've got nowhere else to house these migrants, and they feel like they have to do something for them. Yeah. But I think there's a lot of pressure, and you've obviously got this new political party, Reform, headed by Nigel Farage, which is proposing to deport hundreds of thousands over years of these migrants, and you've got Labour MPs feeling vulnerable because they might lose their seats over it. It's become the biggest top political issue. It's become the biggest political issue in this country. And
seats are
we
based
will
off
see how the
population.
government reacts. The government has promised to empty these hotels by 2029, but they've got to find alternative accommodation, and they're arriving, more arriving every day.
Right.
There's got to be a more robust solution to this. That A, stops them coming in, disincentivizes them coming in, deports them if necessary, which would be another disincentive, to stop them coming in from France and stop them, the government from having to find this accommodation for them all the time. And the government, I don't think, is quite ready to take the action that's deserved. You've got other more liberal, more left-wing MPs in the Labour Party who are like, we should just welcome all these people and so on. And that there's a real tension within that party about this. But this government is the least popular government for a long, long time in this country now. Its popularity ratings are very, very low. But it only got elected last year, and we've still got 4 more years of this as things stand. So let's see how things play out. It's a very, very hot political issue. There are protests all the time around it, and counter-protests as well. And lots of allegations of two-tier policing and the government being against the people. So, it's going to carry on for some time, this, I think.
Okay, guys. So obviously, when we talk about the concept of like a civil kerfuffle, let's call it, it's going to be between the left and the right, period. That's just what we're looking at here. The moderate position is no longer a moderate position. It's considered a right-leaning position to want to have secure borders and make sure that the people are that are paying into taxes, let's say, are the ones that are benefiting from the things that come from paying into taxes, let's say, and not specifically people who have never paid to any type of tax base. I get that, guys, completely. I seriously wish that I could be like, what, hold on, this makes sense. Let's do this. But nothing will ever make sense here, guys. I have no idea what a civil kerfuffle would even look like in the UK. They don't have guns, right? Unless they do. You guys got guns out there? Most people have never fired a gun. They're scared of a gun. It can't just be with knives, guys. What's going on here? Or is it going to be like some type of like political civil kerfuffle or something, guys? I don't know. What are you guys going to do about this? Let me know in the comments. Give me some ideas, because I'm looking at it. It looks crazy. It looks as crazy kind of as what we're going through in the United States of America. It definitely looks equally as crazy, but probably more so based off of the overall landmass of the country. You know what I mean here, guys? The set of countries, let's say. All right, listen, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. And in the meantime, I'll catch you guys later. I'll definitely follow this story, though, all right?